Hello, technology tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Xenonauts X Division, Phase 2 of the Alien Invasion, with me, BlueAnkylo, and of course, the live streamers. So I was doing a little bit of digging between episodes, trying to figure out what tech will lead to the stuff I want, and it's pretty likely that the tech we're missing is an alien reactor. And I don't have it. I don't know if it's just an item we didn't get, or if there's some prerequisite in here that I'm not aware of. But, looking at the tech tree, it doesn't seem like there's anything missing. But we definitely need the alien reactor for a bunch of stuff. And it's a bunch of stuff that I really want, so. What else can we do but continue playing, right? On the plus side, we crafted up some new wolf armors, so at the very least our guys have some armor going forward. We finished building South Africa base. I don't really want to deal with that right now. Disassembled some light cruisers. We, do I have anything that we need to do disassembly? Oh, that's right. I was setting up in the other bases. The reason time is flying so fast is we're disassembling alien power sources right now. The thing is, if I leave these on, I can forget about them and they go forever. So you have to think every now and then, oh wait, should we put a pause on that and, you know, build some actual guns or something that we want? Because, you know, these will just take up all your engineer time. So if there's anything that comes up that we need to remember, like that, I didn't disassemble this. So that's pretty important. And yeah, UFOs are probably worth stopping for. Most materials that we can construct out of is probably worth stopping for, if there is any. Like, you know, we're probably fine for now, but how can you take part in a mission? We haven't got our mission yet. So this is basic Matergy technology, the alien version of it anyway. And this is how they shoot their ballistic guns for Tier 2. Lots of cool information, as always, but I'm not going to read every single word of it. Alright, Rides. Thanks for hanging out. Get some sleep. Now, a vehicle mag railgun might be pretty cool. Our siege tanks can't use it, but in the future, this sounds pretty awesome. This is going to be an awesome Tier 2 machine gun for your vehicles. But we'll get mag tech. Alright, size and officer interrogation. Will we learn something? A data hack. Well, this will get us access to Mark III plasma tech, but that's not what I want. As awesome as it is, it's just not what I'm wanting. So one thing I was thinking that if we're not getting our other armor, I guess we should at least unlock Buzzard armor so you can have a look at that. Sorry if I wasn't super hyped for flying armor, but you'll see. I think it's pretty standard in XCOM alikes that the first flying armor is not necessarily the greatest flying armor. Alright, civilian soldier vivisection. You get lots of fibers from a living corpse, or not a corpse. Well, we turn them into a corpse, but while they're living anyway. Let's just bang out some of the easy ones here while I'm trying to figure things out. Alien neutron sniper. I don't think we know exactly the difference between neutron tech and plasma tech just yet. They're both energy. They're actually quite similar. It's hard to tell the difference. So like, plasma sniper. Plasma sniper, 80 damage, 22 range. Okay. Neutron sniper, 80 damage, 24 range? What's the big difference? A little bit of different range? Weird. I'm expecting the game will tell us shortly. You know, flamer tech would be kind of cool. Let's get that going. That's something to look forward to a little bit. Vivisection on the Sizen, same as the civilians, basically. Capture them for lots of light fiber. I think we're going to start alien alloy hardening fairly soon. We did look this up between recording sections. And this is mostly related to Tier 3 and 4 tech. It's something you need to start working on in Tier 2, but it's not a priority for Tier 2, at least I don't think. If we do this and it unlocks 10 things, then my bad, but I think this is more for future stuff. Let's look at this toxin pistol. Basic alien control system. Alright, so when we disassembled some tier 2 UFOs, we got this, and we can disassemble it down into the tier 1 versions. That's all that is. Just like when we got the extreme from the Terror Carrier. So we can go from extreme to advanced, and then probably advanced to basic, and basic to normal. There's our toxin pistol. So this is like a new branch of technology. We actually don't know anything about toxin weapons right now. It's a neurotoxin that penetrates the body. It ignores the Geneva Convention. We're going to need more copies of it, like a rifle. But this is an interesting tech, and we do get chemical cores out of it. The problem here is chemical damage, 55 for a pistol. So, I guess I should have kept that screen up. 55 is usually not a lot of damage, but armor, wolf. That will deal about 40 damage through your armor. So 2 shots from that pistol, most people are dead. Fox armor is a little bit more protected, but not much. It's still going to kill you in a few hits. 55 minus 30 is only 25. On the plus side, your chemical armor never degrades, so you're always minus 30. But pistol is the weakest of the chemical weapons. Chemical weapons in tier 2 are spooky, because we don't really have any good counter to them. You thought we were having a hard time keeping soldiers alive already. Let's throw 20 into flame tech. That keeps everybody busy. Good enough. I expect the big flame tech will take a little longer. Alright, mag tech. So this is our ballistic upgrade that we've worked out. Mag technology. It's from Mattergy, right? So, we'll see how these different weapons work. There's going to be some difference in these between Division Tech and Mag Tech, but generally it will be an upgrade, even if it's not a direct one-to-one upgrade. So, one set. One thing I am going to research primarily first, because I happen to know that this is very good. We're going to go for the Aircraft Mag Storm, and this is probably the aircraft anti-fighter gun that we will focus on for Tier 2. There's going to be a plasma version, an alien fighter version, and some other types as well for our interceptors. But I think, from what I remember, that the Magstorm is the best for your aircraft. We'll compare them more. We'll compare others once once we have them. Some more look at the civilians. This doesn't make too much difference to us, but it does tell us a little bit about their background stories and so on and so forth. Flamethrower technology. Oh, well, maybe we should learn more about alenium flamethrowers. Only 600 damage. Hold up. Let's go have a look at that. We will have to manufacture them manually this time, but there should be some hype for this. Where is it? Is it in Division Tech? Ah, it's in Mag Tech. Here we go. Alenium flamethrower. So, in the past, we had these freebie, mostly, flamethrowers. You got infinite numbers of them. 4 range, 30 incendiary damage. The main thing was the damage type. It did fire bursts of 10, so 300 damage sounds like a lot, but it wasn't very accurate, and it was very short range. Like a shotgun, with some risk of shooting your friend, because it had a small area of effect. But then we get to the Alenium. It has +1 range, I believe. 4 to 5, I think. Yeah, 4 range to 5 range. It does double the damage per hit, 60 damage compared to 30. Plus it ignores 10 armor, and few things have very much fire or incendiary armor anyway. So it ignores 10 armor, does 60 damage per tick. It still fires 10 shots at better accuracy, I believe. Yeah, a little bit better accuracy. And same radius, I think 1 radius. So adjacent, 1.5. So slightly bigger area of effect, double the damage plus more, and still pretty awesome. It's a heavy weapon, So it does slow you down a bit. It's pretty heavy, but also pretty good at killing stuff. I believe it will generally destroy equipment, but if you need to kill something dead and you're close, this is a good option. It's a reasonable way to kill androns. Not as good as the shock weapons. So it doesn't have a great niche for us, but if you didn't have shock tech, this would be probably your second best option against androns. Shock tech just shoots at a longer range. Do you think Xenonauts 2 will remove the red crosses? Oh, wait! I forgot to mention this. I didn't read the text. I thought it would be a research, not an automatic. Whenever you catch a civilian medic from now on for every tier, they will teach us how to make better medkits. So we have better medkits now. Look at that. I didn't even notice. In the past, it was 25 total. Now they're 40. And the band-aids are now 10 instead of 5. So twice as good band-aids and, I don't know, 60-70% better med packs. This is a nice upgrade. They do weigh a bit more, so some people might be overburdened because of the upgrade. But still, nice to have better med kits. I forgot about that. I didn't get any advanced stun grenades. What's going on with that? Red Cross got patented. Well, fair enough. Everything's copyrighted or patented these days. It's no fun. Okay, with that tech done, we got lots of researchers doing nothing. 40 of them, to be honest. We're working on that face hugger. Seeker vehicle is really not very good. Antimatter tech is tantalizing. I think what we'll do... This is the plasma blast. So like I said, there's two sort of easy aircraft weapons, the Magstorm and the Plasma Blaster. I'll show them both off to compare them, but in my experience, the Magstorm is better. Let's queue up a couple basic plasma weapons, so at least we have some new weapons to look at. Even if we're not going to build them just yet. It might unlock advanced plasma tech. I forget how it works. You might need to learn the basics, build the basic weapons before you look at the advanced. But we will probably try to skip Mark 1 and wait till Mark 2 if we can. There's your Magstorm. So this is our first Tier 2 aircraft gun. 24 damage per shot. Good range. Very nice fire arc. 32 ammo, so you can do the math on exactly how much damage it can do. And an average rate of fire. Now, the Mauser still does more damage per second. It shoots 5 times as fast, but it does a little under half damage. So this is still a better DPS weapon, ridiculously. But it does a maximum of 300 damage. The Magstorm has a maximum of, I don't know, around 700 or so. So it does over double the damage total, and at a better range, but significantly. So this is actually a pretty good upgrade. I'm not going to rush for it, but this is what we're going to want on our fighters eventually. And you know what? Just because I am on this topic, let's look at the Plasma Blaster so I can compare it before we start building them. But, I think it'll explain itself well enough. Hey, look, some Seisons. Non-combatant, guards, soldiers. Guards phase 1, soldiers phase 2. Nothing else to see here other than learn some lore. Plasma Pistol Mark 1. There we go. Starting to get some plasma weapons. Unlock some bigger plasma weapons. Someone was hoping for plasma miniguns earlier. Question will be, will there be plasma miniguns unlocking? A caster is not a minigun. I'll look at those. I'll look at all the plasma weapons together when we got once we got the full first tier. Xenomorph face huggers. That was a long research. That took a little while. If you've watched the Aliens movies, you know how this works. Or that other one. Is there a plasma flamethrower? Whoa, one can only hope. Better stay tuned in the future. But I can tell you, there's probably still an upgrade to the Alenium flamethrower coming later. It's already doing a lot of damage, but yeah. Alright. So apparently the Praetorian, we've seen one Praetorian before. There is an ultimate form that comes after the Praetorian. It's not great. Let's just say it's not great. Any more plasma weapons this phase? That's all the plasma weapons queued up for now. Oh, there's a vehicle plasma bolt. This is actually pretty cool. We should research that too. Everything's really cool. Alright, there's your precision plasma and plasma caster. And then there's one last plasma Mark 1 weapon, the plasma cannon. Duke Nukem would be proud. Or, well, Doom Guy, I suppose. We got our Buzzard armor. It's basically wolf armor with less protection, just to give you the Cliff's Notes version. Wolf armor, less protection, that weighs more, but you can fly. You can jump. It does give you reflexes and more TUs. So unlike wolf armor, which consumes TUs, this is your scout armor. You want Buzzard to move fast, because you get a bonus plus 10. And you kind of have good reflexes. So this is not bad. If you've got decent stats, you can fly around and get some shots. It's probably not the best sniper armor, other than flying up high and having nice line of sight. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got some psionic defense. It's pretty expensive. 32 light fibers. It's like 2 wolves at once. Flying is always fun. A little bit dangerous, of course. But, yeah, we might build a couple. I feel like it's sort of outshined a little bit by other tier 2 armors. But it's kind of the earliest of the tier 2 armors. And it's not much weaker than wolf against the stuff you normally fight against. And the idea is you're flying somewhere safer. So you're probably not getting shot as much. Maybe. But incendiary will just cook you, and you know civilians like to hit you with incendiary. I suppose, you know, mag pistols are pretty cool. My engineers aren't really doing anything right now, are they? Did we research anything to build that I wanted to build? I was talking about maybe getting the cannons going. We actually have. Okay. Let's queue up some mag storms. By doing that, I have to actually move the engineers. It's going to take a while, so let's get these going, I guess. Seeing as the alien power sources are doing nothing for us. And I might queue up some Buzzard armor here as well at some point. The reason I'm picking 6 is because it's two per interceptor, and we've got 3 interceptors in each base. Yeah, Pixel died. It was very sad. It was a rocket. Friendly fire again. It's always friendly fire. Plasma blaster. Okay, so this is the other aircraft weapon. This was the other option. So, you guys tell me which one's better, right? Magstorm or Plasma Blaster. They're fairly equal in cost. I guess the Magstorm's a little bit more expensive, but don't worry about the cost. It's basically the same. 18 damage, 1800 versus 24 damage, 2000. Pretty similar. 40 ammo total versus 32 ammo total. 20 degree arc, 300 fires, 300 bullets per minute, 300 bullets per minute. The only thing Plasma Blaster has is more ammo. But everything else about the Magstorm is better. Damage per second, if you want to calculate damage per second. Actually range. And I don't know, I assume the total damage of the Plasma Blaster is a little higher. If you want to do the math, 18 times 40 versus 24 times 32. I would expect the Plasma Blaster has a little bit higher total damage output. But it takes longer. And it's not quite as long range. So I think the Magstorm is just generally better for a very small, slightly higher price. And if anyone else can figure out a reason to build the Plasma Blaster, that would be the option. See you later, Evan. We're getting pretty close to the end of the stream, though. You're not going to miss too much. But we are researching a lot of cool weapons. And researching cool weapons is almost the best part of the game for me. We'll probably get a UFO wave pretty soon, though. Hey, look, the final plasma weapon of Tier 1. So we better do a quick plasma overview. We don't have advanced plasma tech yet. We seem to be missing a lot of the important techs for Tier 2. I think we'll queue up Alien Alloy Hardening next for later, but if anything else comes up, we can put it on hold. Well, I say that. Let's get these aircraft out of the way. I've had them sitting here for a while. Corsair and Lancer. Right, so new plasma technology. They look really sexy. I think so. So plasma pistol, 6 range, 65 damage, pretty bad accuracy. Also, one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of Tier 1 plasma guns is they all cost more time units than normal. So just keep that in mind, that these are a little bit slower to use. So 6 damage, 65, and 20 accuracy, 35 accuracy, compared to the laser. Well, we would be at Mark 3 if you were going to build one. 12 range, but only 33 damage with a little bit of armor piercing. And less time units and more accuracy. So is the only real advantage here to switch over to this would be 65 energy damage. Everything else about it is worse, right? And even that extra damage, we're doing all the science. That is the main thing here. This is essentially 43 damage. Think of it, because the mitigation will usually factor into the damage calculation. So we're going from about 43 to 65, but everything else is worse. I don't know if that's really worth the energy cores to build it. Or, on the other hand, you might have a Mark III kinetic weapon that doesn't do energy damage. And it already does 55 damage, technically. 40 plus 15. Longer range. Less time units to use. It's a hard sell for me. Anyway, no one builds pistols anyway. But rifles sound interesting. We like our energy rifles. So 14 range, 75 damage, compared to our current weapons we actually use. 20 range, 42 minus 10 armor. So you can kind of think of it as 52 damage at 20 range, with about 60 accuracy on a burst shot. These guys have half that, 30 accuracy on a burst shot, plus they take 55% TUs to fire a burst shot, which means you can't necessarily fire them twice in a turn. Maybe with wolf armor it might math out, but it's very difficult to fire them twice to get the full 6 rounds. So again, is that little bit of extra damage worth all of those other downsides? I don't know. Plasma Sniper, I think you'll see there's a bit of a pattern here. It does a lot of damage per hit, but it's very difficult to fire, the accuracy is not as good, and the range is not as good. The main reason I would say you might consider these is if you're having a hard time killing aliens, and you just need more damage. But you want to give, if you're going to use Plasma Tech at Mark 1, you're going to want basically these awesome soldiers, right? Tons of strength, tons of accuracy. The accuracy will make up for the bad accuracy stats on this. If you've got wolf armor, that'll help make up for the time unit cost. I mean, that's the main thing. But if you're using lower quality soldiers, which, for instance, like the C team maybe, if they didn't have 100 accuracy snipers, or they died or something, I would definitely say stick with the precision sniper, because this is not going to be as effective with a rookie soldier, rookie sniper. And then the last two here is a plasma caster. These are the kinds of things I very rarely use. They're heavy weapons that hit. They're kind of like a heavy version of a rifle. They shoot 6 instead of 3, same as the heavy machine gun basically. They fire twice as often with lower accuracy and way more time units. 70%, 15 accuracy, 6 shots, instead of 55%, 30 accuracy, 3 shots. Or you could just use one of the other previous techs at Mark III and it would be better. So I don't really see the point of a caster type weapon. We had the same problem in Division with the heavy machine gun. This is very similar to... This is like the plasma version of the heavy machine gun. Except it costs 70% TU. It's even worse. And then the last one is the cannon. Cannons are maybe worth it. This is your... Well, same as the Division cannon, I suppose. We didn't build... No, it's not the same as the Division cannon. Because the Division cannon is more like a grenade launcher. But it's the same style of explosive projectiles. But, I guess it's pretty comparable. It only has a smaller explosion radius instead of 1.5 or 2.5 radius. It's just 1. But it's still an explosive burst of projectile damage that's pretty heavy. So this could be fun. But I already find the division cannon pretty sketchy already, so. Anyway, that's your plasma tech. I'm not going to build any Mark 1 stuff just yet. I don't think I have the energy cores anyway, so I wouldn't really be able to build anything just yet. Mag weapons. We'll do the same thing with mag weapons to get the basic overview of what they're going to work like, how they're going to work. We could unlock the scimitar. That might be worth it. Let's take apart an alien flamer cannon. That's an easy tech. It doesn't take very long. There, it's done. See, like I said. So, just one of the more dangerous flame weapons that does explosive damage and fire. That's pretty bad. That'll hurt us real bad. And that leads to advanced alien flamer tech. So maybe that'll help us. I'm not sure if this will actually give us a new... I don't think this will give us a new flamethrower, but we'll have a look. Mag rifle Mark 1. Carbine Mark 1. That relates to 2 more mag weapons. Oh, come on, cat. He tried to jump on the couch and then slipped on the blanket and fell down. He must be sleepy. Getting old. Alright, I think that's the last 2 mag weapons for Mark 1. And at least then we can compare how they look. Or the aliens will attack. Yep. Well, let's shoot some UFOs down at least. Unescorted larges are not too difficult. I mean, to shoot. To finish these ground missions is going to be a nightmare, but... we have some heavy fighter interceptors. We did not have time to finish constructing our new guns. So far, nothing too huge in the sky. Now, I think I'm going to test this out. The last time we did 3 Assyrius versus 3 heavy fighters, I auto-battled it to prove we could win, and it actually went pretty well. Or, I didn't auto-battle it, I manually battled it. But let's see how auto-resolve works. We actually crushed them. So that's pretty cool. Those Mausers from Tier 1 in groups of 3 still clear the skies of interceptors. I don't think you can auto-battle the bigger ships with escorts, but that's actually quite helpful for saving time. Oh, by the way, we can probably sell some of those for money. In case you want some money. We have shot down a few of them. So there's another 450,000. We got our Plasma Bolt. This is a Tier 2 vehicle weapon. I think this is our first Tier 2 vehicle weapon. It's kind of like the rocket launcher, which we didn't really use much, like the Elenium rocket. It's a little different. I think it's mounted to different weapon types. But instead of doing incendiary, it does energy damage. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. This is great at destroying walls and cover and exploding aliens. But because it's energy, it shouldn't destroy the corpses. So it's a nice way of blowing holes in stuff, blowing up aliens through cover, and still getting the rewards for it, rather than, you know, the actual proper explosive type weapons. On the other hand, you can't suppress, and... I mean, I don't know. I've been using this AP cannon a lot. We already do 240 damage and ignore armor. The Plasma Bolt does less damage, but explosive. And I don't think the tanks can use it anyway, so... it's for a different vehicle. We could research the Seeker vehicle, which is not what we want. I guess the Mag Railgun, seeing as we're talking vehicle weapons now. If any of this gets finished before we get a mission. Let's try to get some ground missions. All the UFOs are over the sea right now. And we're definitely in the place where we need to do more ground missions, not skip them all. But they're all being kind of jerks. 3 UFOs and none of them are over land. That's dumb. Alright, here we go. Nope. Here we go. Okay. Maybe we'll just test out some auto-resolves here. Because there's no escorts, Foxtrot should win. No problem. So that's one mission. Probably for a C team. Meanwhile, we're researching like crazy. Mag minigun. Oh, wait. There was no plasma minigun, but there's a mag minigun. Advanced flamer tech. We might one day gain new weapons, but we still can't replicate their flame weapons. But that led to alien matrixy tech, so that's good. This will get us Mark II matrixy. Mark II mag weapons. We did not get the one for plasma tech, unfortunately, whatever it was. So we shot down a light cruiser out of battle. Let's see if we can shoot down a bomber cruiser. Also, no trouble. Foxtrots are pretty good. It's really the escorts, you know, the 3 UFO missions, and also like the landing ships and the terror ships and stuff. Those are the ones that give us the actual hard time. Oh, we did not shoot it down. So we got 3 missions. We're probably going to have to save those for the next stream. Unfortunately. Try to shoot this guy down if we can, but he's being kind of a jerk. Mag minigun. That's what I was waiting for. Well, so I missed the advanced. We need some more size-in missions because we did not unlock advanced plasma tech, which just like the mag tech, probably required a secondary one like neutron tech. I'm pretty sure it's neutron tech, and we just must have missed one of the neutron weapons that is unlocking the advanced neutron tech, and therefore therefore leads to advanced plasma. So there's still a ton of stuff to research. No big deal. I'm glad we have 120 scientists. They're cutting through this pretty quick. Oh, this is the other aircraft weapon we could have gone with. Let's, for now, let's just help out one of our existing researches. Alien matrices. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. There should be another couple scientists around somewhere. There we go. Let's have them help out with, for this for now. Like, it doesn't really matter. In the end, we get everything done. Let's just see if we can shoot this down. Good. Alright. So next time, when we come back, this is going to be kind of a short episode for the future tubers, because we didn't really do any missions. But what I want to do is, we're going to want to get people equipped up a bit between episodes. It's going to take some work. We do have a couple additional wolf armors, and I didn't craft any buzzards yet, but, you know, theoretically we might get some of them. I need to do some base management. Is this game worth it? Well, you have to like this kind of game, but if you like this kind of game, it's good. So anyway, for the future tubers... Oh, right, before we cut, there is one more thing. Let's look at mag tech. And then, because next time I have to get everybody equipped for another big mission. Got to figure out who can go on the next mission, and without my awesome power armor, we gotta get these guys set up. But for now, mag tech Mark 1. So... It's a direct competitor for Tier 2 Plasma weapon, or Tier 2 Mark 1. Like, you know, Plasma is Tier 2, Mag is Tier 2. We've got Mark 1 of both of them. And there's a couple extras here. So, the pistol has a rapid fire mode. The unique thing for Mag Tech, Plasma's thing is it does a lot of damage, and the other stats are bad. The individual damage per hit is very high. Mag Tech, it's all about them burst modes. So maybe you can look forward to that. The game isn't that long unless you're doing the mod. Xenonauts Vanilla is much, much shorter. Well, it's still a long game, but it's not as bad as X Division mod. So Mag Pistol. I would say for a pistol, average range, probably compared to a Division Mark III, not that much more damage. Yeah, 8 range, 40 damage, 15 armor ignore. It's very similar in terms of damage. And ammo capacity similar. Accuracy is probably similar, but the main advantage is the burst fire. So no burst fire typically. 13, 17, 30, 45 for TUs and accuracy. So 17 is like an aimed pistol shot. It doesn't have a snapshot. And then 45% is your burst. The thing is, And this is the downside of mag pistols. This is probably not as good as the SMG. It's a one-handed pistol that has burst, which is cool. But we already had better than that. Because Division Tech had SMGs. And although the damage per hit is less, 8 shots is so much more than 3. It's just a lot easier to use the Division SMGs than probably the mag pistols. At least at Mark 1 anyway. Then the rifle, or sorry, the carbine. This has some potential. It's an auto shotgun. Now, compared to our previous shotguns, it's only 15 damage times 10. Again, it might even be a downgrade per hit. 15 times 10 is probably 11 times 14? Someone want to do the math? I guess it's pretty close. Maybe just a touch lower per volley, basically. But let's just say similar damage to the Division shotgun. The main advantage is, well, burst fire. 3 shots. So instead of firing it 3 times, 18, 36, 54 TUs, you can, for 45% TUs, you can fire it 3. So I would say better, but situationally better. Not always better. And then we've got the rifle. So 16 range, 50 damage, 5 ignore. 16 range, 45 damage, 15 ignore. So I would say... Oops, this one. I would actually say the Division Mark III does more damage than this. Mostly because of the armor ignoring. Although this has 5 more base damage, the other one ignores 10 armor. 10 more armor. And it only fires 3 shots. So I'd say this is a downgrade if we were to build that. Unfortunately. This is kind of neat though. You can get burst fire sniper rifle. Again, I'm not a huge fan of it. The damage is okay. The accuracy and range is okay. But for a sniper rifle, 60 accuracy is not very good. So this is more like a scout sniper where you still can't move and shoot like a normal rifle. Sniper rifles lose accuracy if you move, but if you're at medium range, you'll be able to pump more shots in, 3 shots per turn. But they're not going to be super accurate, so at long range it's not going to work as well as the laser sniper rifle. Then for the big gun, the Mag Storm, this is the upgrade to, I guess it's the upgrade to the heavy machine gun. 6 shots is going up to 8 shots, and then what, 14, 40, and 15 for the main numbers? Yeah, so it actually does the same damage and then less armor ignore. Again, we're seeing a bit of a pattern here where Mark 1 is not better than Mark 3 of the previous tier. And the only advantage it has over the Division machine gun is 8 shots instead of 6. And the problem is, I would generally say this weapon is already bad. Adding 2 shots and making it worse otherwise is not going to change my opinion. So far, I'm not building... The only thing here that's interesting for me is the carbine. But otherwise, it's pretty poor. But finally, the last one for now is the Mag Minigun Mark 1. And, I don't know, guys. 16 range, 15 damage, 3 armor ignore? That doesn't sound like very much. 16 range, 22 damage, 8 armor ignore. So definitely less damage per bullet than the Division minigun. And the laser minigun is 18, 15, and 7. So a little bit less than the laser minigun, a fair bit less than the Division minigun. And it only fires 60 shots. Now, honestly, 80 shots is typically overkill, so it probably doesn't matter. But it still does less total damage. And the ammo capacity is only 240, so you can fire it 4 times and reload. It doesn't impress me. I don't think that's really an upgrade at this point. I'd rather have another Mark III laser minigun. But, you know, this is a good upgrade. We should build some of those. Let's make sure I don't forget for next stream. Mag and Flamethrower. Alenium Flamethrower. Not that expensive. we actually have some spare energy cores. I should probably be building more weapons than I actually am. I've been kind of lazy with my manufacturing. I want at least one shotgun to test it out. Per base. And then we got to get these cores ready so we can build some plasma tech later. Anyway, that's some basic guns. I guess we've got enough fiber and alenium to build a couple Buzzard suits now. Maybe what I'll do is queue up like 2 per base, just so we can try them out. It might be a waste of resources, but, you know, it'll give us good scouting. Also, base C can only build 1. They're a bit low on supplies. Oh, there you go. That'll be enough. If we do that first, we can queue up 2 Buzzards. If we do that one and then that one. I don't think I'm going to have time to do another mission. It's already getting real late. I'm just sort of wrapping up for the current episode, basically. Finish up my tech, finish up my engineers, and then probably we're going to have to spend another half an hour getting our squads built up. So we'll do that when I'm not recording. So that covers all the main tech and construction stuff. Next episode for the Future Tubers, we got, well, 3 more missions, 3 more bases. So thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.